I'm going to take the same color combination of French ultramarine blue and burnt sienna and mix it well in my palette before I apply it to the painting. Then I'll apply my color to the upper left-hand corner and allow it to flow into the clean water. I'll lift and tilt my paper to direct the flow of color. To help me have those soft clouds that I want, I'm going to limit the areas where I'm placing the blue. And if need be, I'll reapply more color while it's still damp, then let it dry. When the surface is no longer damp, I'm going to use my round number 14 Sable Synthetic Blend and apply my landscape. I'll be using the same color mix with the addition of a little burnt umber. I want this brushstroke to be on dry paper so I have a nice crisp edge. I'm going to keep it simple and to a minimum. There's really no need for a lot of detail. I just want to give the impression of distance. Then once I've created my land, I'll want to soften the bottom edge so it doesn't look like it's just stuck on the page. I'll use my number 30 natural hair brush and just gently wipe it across the bottom. Then once I've applied my simple little landscape, I'm going to let it dry. Now, using the same basic technique as I did in the waves, I want to apply my water. The only difference is that I just want to catch the top tooth of the paper with my color. Here's an example. This has very little pressure. This is more deliberate. And that little white showing through the color is what's going to do the trick. Now I'll take that technique and apply it to this painting. With my number 20 round Sable Synthetic Blend, I'm going to roll and skip my brush across the page. I'm going to want to keep more color in the lower right-hand corner so it helps to give the viewer a starting point into the painting. I'll gently work my way back and forth across the paper. As I move off into the distance, I'll switch over to my number 14 round brush to help the technique appear smaller. Then if I want to help give the hills more definition, I might add a little more color. Using the same mix, only in a slightly darker value. The reason why I'm doing this is because I wouldn't want to change my palette too dramatically here. I wouldn't want this area to stand out or actually appear like it's in front of the water. Instead of adding all the details, I can actually give the impression of that by modeling my color a little. Here I've incorporated a little yellow ochre and permanent sap green. Then as I work my way down, I'm going to lighten the value. This is going to help give the impression of mist off the water. Now I have a nice simple little painting, and I can just leave it this way. Or if I want a little more color or detail in the water, all I have to do is repeat the technique on top of the previous layer, using a darker value. And if I need to, I'll just take my number 30 natural hair brush and soften any unwanted edges.